When you were a child, a single summer lasted forever. The days stretched out wide and slow. An afternoon could hold a whole adventure. The wait until a birthday felt like crossing an ocean. And now an entire year can vanish before you have finished saying its name. Whole seasons blur past. You blink and it is December again. Time did not speed up. You did. Or rather, the way your brain builds time did. This feeling is almost universal, and people have chased its cause for over a century. The psychologist William James wrote about it back in 1890. He suggested that as we age, fewer things feel new, and a stretch of life with nothing novel in it collapses in memory into almost nothing. The years grow empty, he said, and empty years feel short. That points to the first clue. Your sense of how long something lasted is not measured by a clock in your head. It is reconstructed afterward, from memory. And your brain measures the richness of a memory by how much new information it had to record. Think about why childhood felt so vast. Almost everything was happening for the first time. Your first taste of the ocean, your first bicycle, your first day in a new school. Your young brain was laying down dense, vivid, detailed memories because everything was novel and everything mattered. Looking back, those years feel enormous because they are packed wall to wall with fresh experience. Now look at a typical adult week. You wake to the same alarm, take the same route, see the same faces, do the same work. Your brain, efficient as ever, has learned the pattern and stops recording the details. There is nothing new to encode. So when you look back on the month, there is almost nothing there to give it length. It feels short because, in memory, it nearly is. This is the cruel arithmetic of routine. The more familiar your life becomes, the less of it your brain bothers to save, and the faster it seems to disappear behind you. But there is a second clue, and it is mathematical. In the 1890s, a thinker named Paul Janet proposed something simple and haunting. Each new year of your life is a smaller fraction of the total you have already lived. To a 5-year-old, 1 year is a fifth of their entire existence, an immense slice. To a 50-year-old, that same year is a 50th, a thin sliver. The year has not shrunk. Your reference for it has grown. Every year you live makes the next one feel proportionally smaller. More recently, the engineer Adrian Bejan offered a third piece, rooted in the body itself. He argues that as you age, the rate at which your brain processes images actually slows. As a child, you took in more mental frames per second, so more seemed to happen in any given moment. With age, the frames come slower, and the same clock time now contains fewer perceived events. Less seems to happen, so time appears to fly. Put these together and the feeling stops being mysterious. Childhood is slow because it is new, richly recorded, and proportionally enormous. Adulthood accelerates because it is familiar, lightly recorded, and proportionally small. The clock never changed. The recorder did. And here is the part that matters, because it hands you back some control. If routine is what compresses your life, then novelty is what stretches it. The writer Claudia Hammond, who gathered much of this research, points to a striking trick of memory. When you do something genuinely new, time feels fast while you are living it, but long when you look back, because you laid down so much fresh detail. A week of travel in an unfamiliar place can, in memory, dwarf a month of ordinary life. So the years feeling short is not a fixed sentence. It is feedback. It is your brain telling you how much new experience you have been feeding it. A life that races by is often a life on autopilot. A life that feels full is usually one with edges, surprises, and firsts still in it. You cannot slow the clock, but you can give your brain more to remember. New places, new skills, new people, small disruptions to the pattern that force it to start recording again. When you were a child, a single summer lasted forever. It can again, in the only place time is ever truly measured, which is not on any clock, but in the richness of what you choose to let your brain remember. So the real question was never why time speeds up. It is this: when you look back on this year, will there be anything there for your brain to hold?